Los Angeles turned into an inferno. High winds fanned the flames that burned more than 10,000 buildings, leaving thousands of families homeless. But one home stood strong amid the destruction. Behind this mystery, there is a larger story of courage, humanity, and the power of solidarity. The incident occurred in January 2025, when a massive fire that was called the biggest tragedy hit the northwest of the city. More than 4,000 hectares of forest were burned. The fire spread fiercely due to strong winds, destroying houses. A tense atmosphere enveloped Los Angeles County. Residents ran for their lives, carrying whatever they could. Fire helicopters circled overhead, while the sirens of fire trucks and ambulances provided a constant soundtrack. The fire was recorded as one of the worst in Los Angeles history. No less than 10,000 buildings, from luxurious houses to simple offices, were destroyed in this tragedy. More than 80,000 people were forced to leave their homes, leaving behind memories and possessions that could not be returned. Among those displaced were a number of A-list celebrities, such as Lon Mister, Adam Brody, and Cameron. Even the elite community of Pacific Palisades, home to the biggest stars, was not spared from the destruction. But amid the rubble and ash that blanketed Los Angeles, there was a warm sight. Angelina Jolie's mansion miraculously remained standing untouched by the flames. Located in the exclusive Los 5 neighborhood, the 2-acre home should have been consumed by flames, but Jolie's property remained intact, without even a trace of black smoke on its walls. The news quickly spread and caught the attention of the media. Many wondered, could Jolie's house have survived? Was it just luck, or was there something bigger at play behind this phenomenon? A number of speculations have emerged, ranging from the possibility that G's house is equipped with fire-resistant technology to spiritual issues that say that G's kindness has given him protection. Ali Angel J is indeed not just an ordinary celebrity. For years, he has been actively helping war refugees and supporting the struggle of the Palestinian people. G openly criticized the injustices in Palestine and made large donations to help victims of the conflict there. His strong support for Palestinian independence made him a symbol of humanity for many, especially among the Muslim community. When news of her house being saved spread, many attributed the incident to her charity and sincerity. She opened her door to her displaced friends and helped the victims as much as she could. "It breaks my heart to see so many people losing their homes," she said. She said in an interview, "This is a time when we need to support each other and help those in need." The story of Angelina Jolie's house surviving is not only a strange story amidst tragedy, but also a symbol of hope and the strength of humanity amidst a major disaster. Los Angeles is in the worst shape yet. The ever-spreading fires, fanned by strong Santa Ana winds, create a horrific scene. The sky is dark with thick smoke, the sun looks red from the flames, and temperatures are soaring, making the air almost unbreathable. Firefighters are working non-stop, but in the burning area, their efforts are like dripping water on coals. Amid the destruction, the story of Angelina Jolie's surviving home continues to raise questions and theories, leaving the public more curious. In the Pacific Palisades and Pasadena districts, once grand homes are now blackened ruins. Burnt cars parked on the streets, silent witnesses to how quickly the fire consumed everything. Evacuated residents filled crowded emergency centers. Children cried, looking for their burned toys, while their parents were busy calling relatives, trying to find shelter. On television, the news continued to report the countless damage, with reporters standing amidst the rubble. Several celebrities appeared on screen, telling how they had only minutes to escape before the fire engulfed their homes. However, on the other hand, news of Angelina Jolie's house remaining intact was in the spotlight. How could this happen? A reporter asked amid the flames. How could a house remain standing without a scratch? As the news spread, theories began to emerge. Experts tried to come up with rational explanations. Some suggested that Jolie's home may have had a sophisticated fire suppression system. Like the automatic sprinklers that coat the property with fire-resistant foam, some have speculated that Jolie's architectural design uses fire-resistant materials. However, these logical theories haven't stopped speculation on social media. Many began to attribute the safety of Jolie's house to non-technical factors. On Twitter and Instagram, thousands of comments appeared, saying that this was the result of Angelina Jolie's good karma. One user wrote, "Her house is safe because God protects those who fight for the truth. Jolie always supports Palestine. This is a miracle." This narrative has sparked heated debate among the public, with most supporting the view that Jolie has been blessed for his charitable deeds, especially his support for Palestine. A Palestinian refugee living in California was even interviewed by local media. He said, "I believe his house is safe because God protects those who stand for justice. He has become a voice for us who are oppressed." However, not everyone agrees. Some netizens are skeptical and call this day an over-glorification of celebrities. They think Jolie's safe house is just a coincidence or the result of an expensive home security system. It's not about God, it's about money. "He has the best technology to protect his house," wrote one user sarcastically. While the public is busy arguing, Jolie chooses to remain focused on humanitarian aid. She opens her home to friends who are homeless. Close friends, including several celebrities, temporarily stay at Jolie's sprawling property. On the other hand, Jolie also organized aid for the fire victims. She donated large sums of money for the provision of food, clothing, and shelter. Meanwhile, more media outlets have reached out to Jolie for comment on speculation that her home was saved by God's grace or her good deeds. Jolie has humbly declined to comment at length. In a brief interview, he said, "I don't want this speculation to distract from those who really need help. My focus right now is on making sure that the fire victims get the support they need in the evacuation centers." Tensions are rising as some refugees begin to question the fairness of the situation. "Why is a celebrity's house safe while we lost everything?" said a father who recently lost his home. Feelings of envy and frustration mixed with admiration for Jolie created an emotional conflict among the victims. An elderly Palestinian woman, also a victim of the fire, tried to calm those around her. "Look at how he used his wealth to help. That is a lesson for all of us." His words made some people reflect, but the conflict in their hearts was still not easily appeased. Despite the many theories that have emerged, the mystery of the Jolie house remains unanswered. Is this purely a result of technology? Or is it just a coincidence? Or are there other forces at play? Los Angeles is in a state of utter devastation. Things are getting more chaotic, reflecting the complexity of human beings dealing with disaster. But amidst it all, there is a huge effort to help the victims. Jolie's journey amidst this disaster shows another side of the celebrity, a human being with deep empathy, who is on a mission to help others amidst the devastation. Angelina Jolie first learned of the fire threat when an emergency alarm went off in the Los Feliz area. Although the fire had not yet reached her home, Jolie immediately ensured the safety of her 6 children and staff. He immediately contacted the property management team to ensure all fire safety measures were in place and activated, including automatic sprinklers throughout the yard. They also had vacant lots surrounding their property that acted as a fire break. But G's mind wasn't just on protecting herself. When she saw news on TV about evacuees being displaced, she immediately reached out to her network of friends and colleagues to see who needed shelter. She opened her home to take in displaced friends, including celebrities like Anne and Ricky Lake, whose homes were destroyed by fire. As an actress, director, and humanitarian, Jolie has long been known for her commitment to social issues. In previous interviews, she has spoken about her dedication to helping those suffering around the world, including refugees from war in the Middle East and Africa. But for Jolie, the fire tragedy felt more personal. "Seeing this destruction unfold before my eyes was devastating," she said in an exclusive interview with a local media outlet. "I couldn't just sit there while so many people lost everything." Over the years, Jolie has also been known for her courage in supporting Palestine. Despite often facing criticism from various parties, she has used her influence to speak out for justice for those who are oppressed, including making large donations to humanitarian aid in the region. Her stance has earned her admiration from many, especially from the Muslim community and Palestinian refugees. When the fire broke out, his support for Palestine was again highlighted by netizens, who linked it to Jolie's survival. A viral post on Twitter even mentioned, "Maybe God protected Jay's house because he always helped the oppressed." Although he did not respond to the issue directly, he continued his mission to help the fire victims in a tangible way. In the first days after the fire, his presence brought hope to many who felt like they had lost everything. One of his biggest acts of support was for Palessa's mother, who had been living in Los Angeles for a year. The moment was especially emotional for Jay because he realized that his impact went beyond just material donations. He became a symbol of hope for those who felt helpless. This motivated him to do more. Jay then organized an emergency charity gala involving celebrities and entrepreneurs in Los Angeles. The event managed to raise millions of dollars to help the fire victims recover. Many thought G would not be able to cope with this tragedy. However, with the approach he took, G managed to get through it. In the midst of his grief, G reflected on how he could help others in the way he knew how, despite all his busyness. That night, G stood on the balcony of her house, looking out over the city, which was still mostly dark due to the blackout. From a distance, she could see the red dots of fire that were still burning. In her mind, she asked, "How can we, as humans, embrace each other in the face of disaster?" G then decided to use this tragedy as an opportunity to bring about greater change. He began planning a long-term project to help restore the environment and build eco-friendly homes for those who were displaced. This tragedy is a reminder that we all need to care about the earth we live on. He said in a statement that over time, Jolie's journey during the fire tragedy has become an inspiration to many. Not only because of the real actions she took, but also because of the human values she showed. For her, helping is not just about giving material things, but also about being there and listening to those in need. Jolie's surviving home remains a mystery, but her figure is living proof that amidst the destruction, there is hope and strength to rise. "I'm just a human being," Jolie said, "but if I can bring a little light to those in darkness, then I will." As the fire ended and the recovery efforts in Los Angeles began, attention, speculation, and rumors quickly spread. Social media became a hotbed of debate. The backgrounds of Ms. AG and Ara also became a hot topic, generating lively discussions on Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Many considered the house's survival a miracle, while others saw it as a symbol of solidarity with Palestine. To emphasize this narrative, one of the comments that went viral read, "Angelina Jolie is a living example that when we support truth and justice, God will protect us. She does not see religion, but she always defends humanity." The comment garnered over 10,000 likes in less than 24 hours. However, not everyone agrees with the widely circulated narrative. Some, especially rationalists, have tried to provide a logical explanation for how Jolie's house could have survived. Several Twitter users claiming to be construction and fire safety experts explained that Jolie's property is protected by advanced technology. Her home reportedly uses state-of-the-art fire prevention systems, including fire-resistant building materials, automatic sprinklers throughout the property, and a barrier around the surrounding vacant land to prevent the spread of fire. "It's all about money and technology. If you have billions of dollars, you can also protect your home like Jolie," wrote one skeptical user. However, this argument does not completely quell spiritual speculation. Some people believe that, while technology helps, there are still unseen elements protecting the house. Even with the best technology, how could their house remain intact while its neighbors burned down? Wrote one user, reinforcing the miracle narrative. As speculation grew, an absurd conspiracy theory emerged that caught the attention of some residents. Deet claimed that Angelina Jolie's house was safe because she had a secret deal with the government or something. One theory is that the fire was a planned event to clear land for a major project. The teenager survived because he knew about or was involved in the plan. "Why is only his house safe? Does he know something we don't?" asked one netizen, starting a discussion filled with baseless accusations. In addition, there is also a theory that links the safety of Jolie's house to her support for Palestine. Some social media users have suggested that Jolie has special protection from certain groups because she consistently speaks out on justice issues. While these theories have no solid evidence, they have nonetheless become a hot topic of discussion. Discussion about Jolie's house has divided opinion on social media. On one side, there are those who see this incident as proof that goodness and charity can bring blessings. On the other side, there are those who feel that this narrative is exaggerated, even misleading. On Twitter, some users also linked the incident to spiritual matters, while others tried to take it in stride. Jolie herself said, "I don't feel that I or my house is more special than anyone else. I am with all the people who lost their homes. My focus now is on helping them get back on their feet." Jolie also asked the public not to be too obsessed with the safety of their homes. She reminded them that there are many people who have lost their homes and need attention. The speculation that is circulating can actually increase her popularity, attracting many people who previously did not follow her career. Human values become a symbol of hope amidst tragedy for some whose homes are spared. This is an example of how the media and society often construct exaggerated narratives about celebrities. Still, one thing is certain. This story underscores how major tragedies, such as the Los Angeles fires, not only reveal devastation, but also create space for reflection on human values, solidarity, and for some, wonder. The Los Angeles fire tragedy reached its climax as the public found a balance between awe and reflection on the events that had struck the city. For Angel J, the culmination of her emotional journey came as she stood amidst the devastated community, bringing not just physical help, but also long-lost hope. The climax of the story is the moment when all the speculation, issues, and debates finally lead to a much bigger message. Amidst thousands of destroyed homes, G's house stood strong, as if it were a symbol of strength amidst the destruction. Photos of her intact home went viral on social media, triggering a variety of emotional responses from the public. Some saw it as a symbol of divine justice, while others used it as a source of criticism to voice social inequality between those who could afford to protect their homes with advanced technology and those who could not. But the crowning moment came when Jolie invited a group of fire survivors to a small but meaningful event. She opened the gates of her home to those who had lost everything, those who were now living without shelter, without belongings, without anything but hope. A mother and her child who had previously lived in a shelter cried when they saw the house. "Jay gives me hope," he said, hugging Jolie. This moment is not just about providing shelter. It is a reminder that, in the midst of disaster, there is still room for love and caring. At the height of the event, Angelina Jolie hosted a massive charity gala aimed at raising money for the victims of the fire. The event was attended by celebrities, politicians, and prominent businessmen, all coming together to help rebuild. In her emotional speech, Jolie spoke about, "This fire not only destroyed our home, but also tested us as human beings. Will we allow this destruction divide us, or we will unite to help each other?" His speech received a standing ovation from the audience. Over $1 million were raised that night, which will be used to rebuild the affected communities. The funds will be allocated to help those who have lost their homes and restore destroyed public facilities. However, behind the joy of the event, there was a moment that stirred feelings. The speech reminded everyone that a home is not just a building, but also a place full of memories and life. The attendees, both from within and outside the country, gave great appreciation to the event. The night after the charity gala, Jolie spent some time alone in her backyard. She sat on a wooden bench, gazing at the stars sparkling in the Los Angeles night sky. Although her property remained intact, Jolie's heart was filled with mixed feelings. She felt grateful, but also haunted by the images of those who had lost everything. He recalled his encounters with Palestinian refugees a few years earlier while visiting refugee camps in the Middle East. Devastation and loss are a universal language, he thought. But so is hope. With that belief, Jolie decided to start a long-term initiative, not only to help the fire victims, but also to raise awareness about the importance of global solidarity.